So I've decided that I'm going to address everything in this video. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this since I also did the exact same thing last year. And here it is. I'm going to address everything that I did this year on YouTube. Because I had a lot of fun doing it last year. And I mean, it really was a wild year. Like, we're gonna get into it. I don't even know what this year was. You guys tried to cancel me at least one time. Which I'm still not sure if I deserved. And we're gonna talk about that. I love doing this, looking back through my videos from this year and kind of reacting to them post-release because I don't get to have that conversation usually. I spend forever making a video, I serve it up to you guys, and then you have an opinion on it, and then that's it. Now I gotta move on to the next one. So I'm gonna talk about all my videos this year, including a video I never made, one that I decided to scrap because I figured it just sounded too petty. So I wanna try and address it more upbeat. Someone gave me a PDF that Nintendo were handing around behind the scenes to influencers and content creators that were given a Switch too early, and they had an example of the kind of content they like. And you'll never guess who it was. We'll get to that in due time. In due time. It's been a fun year. My very first video of the year was my review of Mario and Luigi Brothership, which I really tore into. Gotta be honest, I was not super kind to Nintendo's games this year. I mean, love the Switch 2. I praised the heck out of that, but the games? That game came out. It got decent scores, which I found surprising, and then everyone clowned on IGN's 5 out of 10, and I just remember thinking, it's kind of 5 out of 10, it kind of is mid. So I went into that video to really break it down, and it actually ended up becoming the start of a beautiful friendship because I reached out to IGN's Logan Plant for this video, the reviewer who reviewed for IGN the game. He ended up coming onto my podcast, and then he ended up taking over IGN's Nintendo podcast, so we both have Nintendo-themed podcasts. I don't know, it's been a really fun relationship, and I'm glad that it came out of this video, even though, you know, whenever you go in so negatively on something, I feel like the contrary opinions and comments are the ones that speak the loudest on the video. But that game is mid. Glad I made a friend. Glad I don't have to play that game again. Tokyo Treat and Sakurako is sponsoring whatever video you're watching right now. Both monthly Japanese subscription boxes. They both offer something different and unique from each other. Okay, I'm gonna start with Tokyo Treat. Get ready to welcome in the new year with Tokyo Treat's New Year Snacking Box. So here you'll have the guidebook, which will have all of your dietary restrictions, as well as what goes into each snack. This month's snacks is all about good luck and fun flavors. Things like chocolate mint ice cream Kit Kats, Baskin Robbins. This has to be mint. It's like a mint cookie. It's so good. New Year rice crackers, truffle cheese bites. Ooh, it's like a little sausage roll looking thing to my Australians out there. But it's got like a garlicky cheese on the inside, and it's so flaky. Red bean taiyaki and fried potato sticks. Ooh, here are the little choco toffee looking things. Oh yeah, so that's Tokyo Treat, and Kim and I are gonna enjoy the rest of that later, don't you worry. Let's take a look at Sakurako. This new year in Japan, Sakurako invites you to experience the joy of oshogatsu through flavors that celebrate long-held traditions and the hope that comes with a fresh start. Oh, this is unique. This time it's a calendar with a different Japanese snack on every page, and then a little holder for you to put the little pieces on. Oh, that's really cute. Inside this month's box, you'll find treats like custard taiyaki, Year of the Horse Manju, Daruma Senbi, New Year's Okaki, and 7 Lucky God cookies. These are immediately jumping out at me. Look how cool that looks. Yeah, I mean, they're good. The yellow one does taste different. Oh, the orange is very orange. And then a lot of snacks that pair really well with a tea, which makes sense because they send you tea. Oh, these are little puff pastries. Oh, that's so strange. They're so flavorful. I recommend grabbing them. I love them so much, and they're so much fun. You can use my link down below or code BeatEmUps will get you $5 off of your first box. So please click that link down below if you're interested. And now we're gonna get back to this very important video, whatever video it may be. Then we have one of my favorite videos that I will ever get to make. A video that is so bizarre now, honestly, to watch back because it's only been 8 months that we've had the little guy, but it's so far away the time that it was just me and Kim. And it's crazy to think about. There was a time where it was just me and her. It was me and her for 8 years, and we didn't have this little man in our lives. I'm looking at this footage now like it's found footage of an era long gone. That's not a dad. That's a man. That's a married man, but it's not a dad. That's a different guy right there. So around about this time, 8 months ago, we were getting real close to the Switch 2 releasing, and we had a big direct for it. During that direct, we didn't hear anything about prices, and then that all dropped shortly after, and I made this video about why is the Switch 2 so expensive, which has been an ongoing and reoccurring theme, and this was the turning point for a lot of my audience and for a lot of Nintendo fans, because up until this video right here and this time in this era of life, everyone was still pretty on board with Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo is fun. Everyone loved the Switch. We were all looking forward to the Switch 2. We were excited about what it could be, following all the leaks and the rumors, and then bam, $500. Bam, $80 Mario Kart. Bam, $20 enhanced versions. Bam, suddenly it became hard for a while to make any content about Nintendo, because every live stream, every video, people would just spam drop the price like I had any control over it, or they would call me a shill for Nintendo, or saying that I'm selling out for Nintendo, and like all of this stuff out of the blue, out of nowhere, when I've been doing the same content for like over a decade now. And what was I to do? Because what am I gonna do? Just start reviewing PlayStation stuff, jump ship completely, just say sayonara to over a decade of hard work and this channel that I built and the console that I love and the company that I appreciate and everything. You know, I've built not only my channel on, but my identity on over my whole life. Like, I've always been the Nintendo guy. I feel like if anything, it's way more fake of me and way more like out of character for me to be like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of done with Nintendo. Like, no, I still want it. I hope and I expect better. And I'm sure there will be a breaking point. Like if games keep going up in price and quality keeps dipping, yeah, a year or two from now, I might not be as confident in the product as I still am hoping to be. But this was a massive turning point. I'll tell you that around this time was one of the best analytical performing times for my channel in recent years. I mean, we have 2 million on this video, 1 million on this video, 1 million on this video. It was just, you know, it was my time to shine, really. I mean, the Switch 2 was coming out. It's been mostly what I've been working towards for the last several years, so it makes sense. And I was having a blast making content at that time. I actually won the raffle to go to New York and have the hands-on experience with the Switch 2. I wasn't invited out. I wasn't selected as an influencer. Those people got a whole day to themselves the day before the public. This will lead into something I'm going to tell you about in a minute, but if you don't know, Nintendo does not want anything to do with me. I'm definitely a flying solo Nintendo fanboy over here on this channel. I do it all for the love of the game and the paycheck at the end of the day. So this was 100% me just getting lucky. And then I also had a fan of the show reach out with another ticket, and I gave it to my friend Bob. So we both got very lucky, and we were both very impressed, you know, playing things like Metroid in 120 frames, getting to see Zelda in 4K, and playing around with some of the other experiences. This only improved my opinion and boosted my confidence that the Switch 2 was going to be a success and a really fun console that people were going to enjoy and was going to sell very well. And sure enough, it went on to sell millions, like 6 million in a couple weeks. I don't even remember, you know? So I'm just saying, listen to what I got. Listen to this guy. The pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 were a disaster. They went up and then they came down and there was tariffs, but they finally got reposted with new prices, and I managed to find a GameStop and then online a Target and a Walmart, and I ordered 3 in the end. I gave one away, and then I gave one to Kim, and then I have one. So I managed to get 3 that day. And I did the whole lining up at GameStop. I was the first one at my GameStop to get the Switch 2, rush home, and unbox it with all of you. So that was my Switch 2 getting experience. I've told you a lot of that because of where I'm going to go now with this video I never made. Because yeah, I won a raffle to get to the hands-on. I bought the Switch 2 myself 3 times. Nothing was given to me because, again, Nintendo over the years have made it clear that my kind of content isn't the kind of content they're looking for when it comes to Nintendo coverage. But I can't tell you where I got this. obviously. But Nintendo did send a ton of Switch 2s out to a ton of creators. They also got this social media toolkit, which is what performs well on YouTube. You know, what kind of content Nintendo is looking for when it comes to covering their console that they sent these people and all their games moving forward. This is the top page, and as you scroll down, it's the first example you will see, and you can't make it up. You honestly can't make it up. What performs well on YouTube? Long-form storytelling, unboxing, reviews, challenges, gameplays. I do all of that. Group collabs, co-op play, voice chat, banter, crossover audiences. Sounds like me. Authentic reactions and reviews, first impressions, unboxings, honest takes. We're hitting them all. Sounds like someone I know. Tech-forward features, camera tests, mic quality, performance. I mean, I'm being a little goofy, but here we are. They want videos like mine, they said. They said, hey, if you're doing coverage on Nintendo, do it like this guy, the BeatEmUps guy. So they don't want to work with me, but they do want content like mine. I tried making a whole video about this, but it did feel very, I don't know. It just doesn't matter. This whole thing happened like 5-6 years ago where I talked about being dropped from the ambassador program. I don't really want to be that guy. It is just funny though. Can we not behold the whimsy that is this situation? They said they don't want to work with me. Their exact words were, I'm not passionate enough about Nintendo. And then this video, by the way, also another layer to this. This video released just like a year after they dropped me. It was in that era. And they're now asking for videos that were like in that era that they didn't want to work with me. This is the PDF read that was sent out to content creators in UK specifically. As far as I could tell, no American creators were sent this or any other country. This was put together for those UK, Europe content creators. So I don't know if it's like a different team of people. I do know, and here's a little behind the scenes that a lot of you might not know. The people that ran that whole YouTuber influencer program for Nintendo, that all shut down, and then they got a new team. They probably don't even know. But that makes me wonder, it's like, if they don't know, if they don't, and they do, then why haven't they reached out to me? If they want content like mine, I'm right here. Let me know. Anyway, I don't want to go on about it, but I hope you find the whimsy in that as I do now. I was surprised at how much backlash I got for this video. I tried so hard to explain why I wanted to make this video, but a lot of people still didn't like that it was a fully sponsored video by the glasses, which I do get. I mean, I know that it's been a long-standing thing with YouTube and content creation where if something is wholly sponsored, it's safe not to trust it, which I do completely understand, which is why I always try and err away from taking sponsorships like that unless they're a complete one-for-one makes sense for me as a content creator and as a gamer and how I experience things and what I want to share with my community. I would like to hope that I've built that trust over the years, truly, because I so specifically do not work with any brands that people don't like or that I don't like or that don't make sense for my channel. I always turn down sponsorships when it comes to, I say no gambling, no alcohol, even BetterHelp I refuse to work with because I have this connection with my audience based on mental health and I don't want to then use that connection that I have to sell them something where I get paid for it. When it comes to products, I always test everything first. I make sure it's always on brand. I try really hard. I strive really hard to only work with good brands. And Viture, the first video I ever did for them was completely unsponsored. And then Viture loved that video so much, they wanted to sponsor some videos. So they've done some like mentions here or there, those 60 seconds pop up in a video and you're like, hey, this video is sponsored by Viture. This was the first time that it was like they wanted a whole video. I thought, well, perfect. You know, I did this for Switch 1, now I can do it for Switch 2, and the glasses are OLED and the Switch 2 isn't OLED, so this is giving your Switch 2 an OLED screen. I'm literally doing the same thing I did like 5 years prior, but this time getting paid for it, and that also means I don't have to put a different sponsor in the video. I don't have to like cut to Raycon at some point. The whole video can just be Viture. But I feel like it doesn't matter if you build trust with people. I feel like it doesn't matter what your intentions are. I think a lot of people are casual viewers and some people are just set in their ways and they see a sponsored video that's all the sponsor and they're like, well, obviously this is a lie. which on one, I do get it. But this, I'll let you know, caused a lot of like splashback on my channel for the next few videos. I typically do one video a week and one sponsor a week, and that's how I make my money. And all of a sudden, every video after that was, oh, look, another sponsor. Oh, look, another sponsor. And I was like, I do a sponsor every video. So it really was a moment where I went to my team and I said, let's just not do a dedicated video again, or at least not for a very long time, unless it is so incredibly on brand, even more so than those glasses, because people just weren't having it. So that was definitely a turning point for me, where I was like, I just don't think I can do this. I don't know. Maybe I'll try again down the line, but it didn't matter how much work I put into it, how many different locations I shot in, no matter how cool I tried to make it, it just doesn't work for some people. Again, mentally at this time, I feel like, oh, I've upset people, I've bummed people out. Well, at least I have this really cool video that I've been working on for a while. It's not gonna have a sponsor, and it's easily probably the video I spent the most time on this year. I fully edited this myself, which if you know me, that means that I was just so passionate about. If I get really passionate about something, if I have like a vision in my head, I just wanna do the whole thing. I don't even wanna hand it to anybody else. A lot of you know, I planted a seed on my podcast about a month before this that I knew I was told some stuff behind the scenes about a direct that may or may not be happening. The idea was to see if I could get a fake leak go viral, so then I could trace and track that leak and make a video about how leaks spread online. That was my idea. And I do think what I ended up doing with it was cool, but I really failed to see and understand and grasp the concept of how out of control this would get if it actually went viral. And sure enough, if you've seen the video, it got picked up in articles and content creators and YouTubers and all these people covering it, and then me being me gave it this air of legitimacy. And then all of a sudden, this leak was just real to a lot of people, which was scary at the time, and I was freaking out. But at the same time, I was like, wow, this video is gonna be awesome, because I can't believe how wide this has spread. I am really proud of it, and I learned a lot of lessons here. One, don't do this. Don't mislead your audience. That was a big thing that I learned. Even if it's for a video, in a way. Okay, so one of my favorite styles of video is from like content creators like Eddie Burback and Danny Gonzalez, where they try and trick their audience. Like Danny's done these videos where he pretends to be influencers or content creators. He wears a disguise to see if he can get famous with being unknown, and then he makes a video about how he tricked the internet and he was actually famous the whole time. And that was the kind of video, when I thought of this idea, I was like, I'm gonna do a Danny Gonzalez, I'm gonna do an Eddie Burback, like this big grand video that people will find really interesting, really thought-provoking, and then it will spread around online and everyone will be like, oh, look at this like cool thing this guy did, or this interesting thing this guy did. I think the biggest difference, and like again, like I just didn't see it going into it, that what Danny did, it hurts no one. It doesn't matter at all. Like if he doesn't get famous, he does get famous. Either way, no one's upset. But my thing got people's hopes up. My thing got people excited and invested. And then I told them I was lying. And they were like, oh, well, we hate you now. What I failed to understand or see the gravity of at the time was it was gonna go viral online, and millions of people that don't even know me were gonna see this leak. And what do they care if they get a cool video at the end of it? They're just gonna be like, oh, well, he's just lying. He lied about the leak, and now he's trying to come up with some reason why he did it, and it's obviously a lie, and that guy sucks, and I'm never gonna watch him, and I hate him. 200,000 people saw that video, and maybe at best 200,000 people liked that video and thought it was a cool experiment and an idea. There were millions more people online that saw the leak, never watched that video, and just think I'm a liar. Or no, I'm a liar, really, because I lied, kind of. Sometimes you're gonna piss people off, and that's just the way it is. I felt legitimately for a while that I had ruined my reputation. I went into like a depression spiral. I couldn't let go of my phone or social media. I was getting pinged every day, and I kept messaging all my friends saying, I think I messed up, like I think this is it for me. And then all of a sudden, one day, it was over. You know, I made the next video. There was like no bad comments on it at all. It did well, and I just kept making content, and no one's mentioned it since. No one could care less. And it really taught me that sometimes things happen. And that's the way it is. Legitimately, I learned so much. I learned to respect my position online and respect that the words I say have power and mean something. And I learned that sometimes people take things way too far, and you just gotta tune those out and stay focused on the things that matter. And honestly, I think it made me a stronger person and a stronger content creator. And I'm proud of the video. Then Kim and I bought some weird Switch accessories, I guess. My channel is such a hodgepodge mess of things, ain't it? Then, and I can't believe it's both already been 3 months and only been 3 months, but everything that happened with Billy, this is difficult. There's a lot of things I still haven't processed here. And I'm not really sure. I thought a lot about what I would say when I got to this point, and at the same time, I have no idea what I'm about to say. I want to say thank you to everybody on this channel that watched that video, shared the love, people that knew Billy, but obviously a lot of people that didn't even know Billy. And this just came out of nowhere. Like, I made a video about Silk Song that I think I posted while I was in Texas. And then I turned around, and then out of nowhere, it's like, yeah, here's a video in honor of my brother Billy, who just passed away, right? I'm skirting around things a little bit, but this video was never supposed to be on my channel. I wanted to put this where people that knew Billy and people that needed to hear and see Billy's journey would get it directly. And also, Billy and I, the time that we spent in the hospital together, all this footage I was filming, it was for what he wanted to be his final Game Chaser episode. And we had this whole vision and this plan of what he wanted to do for it. And I wanted to do my best to bring it to fruition, to make his final episode. Obviously, he was supposed to be in his final episode because we all thought he had more time. But I wanted to try and do his episode and honor him as best as I could and tell his story as best as I could. He wanted it to be his road to recovery, right? Which is why, it's obvious, but that's why I was filming so much of him in the hospital. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for my channel. It wasn't so I could make a video one day. He wanted me to film him. He kept telling us to film him all the time. There were so many moments where I was like, dude, I can't film this. This is like so heavy. This is a lot. And he'd be like, film it. Because he wanted to make his final episode, he wanted to capture everything. Unfortunately, though, that didn't happen. I didn't end up being able to fully create his episode the way I wanted to, or even being able to post it on his channel, which I was hoping that I could do. So instead, his wife asked if Rob and I could make a video and post it to my channel so that everybody could hear the story of Billy and it could get to the largest audience possible and everyone could find out about what a hero he was at the end. And obviously that was something that I obliged and I was more than happy to do. But then all of a sudden I was putting this very heavy video out on my channel, which I was worried wouldn't freak people out too much because it's a lot. But I do think that it really resonated with a lot of people. I'm glad that so many people got to hear his story and everyone got to see me and Rob cry. And then, you know, it definitely resonated and there was so much love and so much support. All the revenue that video made went straight back to the family. His wife was adamant that they did not want to do any crowdfunding or crowd raising or anything like that for fun. So I was really happy to be able to do it in a way where there was no crowdfunding and there was no crowd raising. Just put a video on my channel and give them the revenue. Yeah, so thank you for watching the video because you helped with that too. You know, I went back to Texas a month after that and we did the memorial. Kim, the baby, and I stayed there for a while with the family for about a week or so. And we did a big family thing at his sister's house. And it's an incredible honor to be able to be around his family and help heal and do what we can to move on while being around so much of what made him him. It's really an honor and it's really special and it really helps. So, yeah. That said, Pokemon came out and I didn't like it. Pokemon ZA review, it was more of a first impressions. I still need to do an actual review. Even with everything I went through this year, I still nailed the Game Awards. Somebody needs to go through and tell me how many I got right, because I think it was 90%. And I put $1,000 down on the line for Expedition. It was an obvious shoo-in. I know that I was never gonna give away that money. I would have. if I somehow lost, I really truly have been off Twitter. So I haven't seen all of the backlash, but I've seen some videos and I know people are talking about the way people have turned on Expedition 33 after the Game Awards, which is such a stupid thing to happen. And you know what? It's so naive and it's so like child-brained. And what I mean by naive and childish, it's like when I was a kid, I don't know why, but if someone really liked something, I wanted to hate it. And like I had a friend who really loved Naruto and he just wouldn't shut up about Naruto. So I decided I was never going to watch Naruto because it was like, it can't be that good. I'm just going to decide that I hate it. So I never watched it. But at some point I grew up and I realized if someone's saying something's really good, it's probably really good and I should try it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's literally just that it got a lot of awards and recognition and people like to hate things that are popular. You're targeting your hate at the wrong place because we need more experiences like that. And I don't mean like turn-based games like Expedition 33. It doesn't have to be a game like that. I mean the mentality that went into that game. Put that mentality into a first-person shooter. Put that mentality into a strategy. Put it into any genre. And then you have an incredible game that you just have to buy once and have fun with. Yakuza, and it's funny, I do want to touch on this because I mentioned that I didn't want to do a dedicated video, and this is 5 months later. I did do one for Yakuza because I love the Yakuza games. Yakuza approached me directly with Sega, and they were like, do you want to do a video on our game that's coming to Switch 2? And I was like, yeah. And that's what I said to my management after Viture. I was like, unless it's like crazy on brand. And when Sega comes to you and they're like, we want you to do a video on Yakuza for the Switch 2 because the game's coming out. It was like, yeah, of course. Then it's a video that I know I'm getting paid for. It's a video that I know I can afford to spend time on. So I pulled out all the stops, man. I got full cosplay dressed up. I did skits. I did so much for that video. We went really ham because I was like, if Sega's gonna sponsor it and I'm gonna do a dedicated, which people got mad at me for last time, I want to do it right. So I played so much of the game. I got so many scenes from the game, these like static scenes. I went around and I just filmed parts of the game. I just filmed life in the game. It actually made me appreciate Yakuza Kiwami so much more. For an older game, I know it's remastered, but it's filled with so much life and world building. I legitimately fell in love with the game again and the story. So it was just really cool to get to work with Sega, and even though it wasn't my best performing video, I hope they liked it, and I think they did like it, and I hope you guys liked it, of course. I worked my ass off this year. My life was a mess behind the scenes. I was scrambling as a dad. I was scrambling in Texas. I was doing everything I could to stay afloat and still meet deadlines. I promise that assuming that we're through all of it now and that we can reset in 2026, and I honestly can't wait for this year to end, I'm getting everything back on track. My life, my content, my physical and mental health. I'm doing a reset, a calm down, and then a ramp up. And I want to bring you even better content than this year, even better content than the year before. And I'm sure the Switch 2 is going to go crazy bananas in 2026. I also make the promise to you that I always value your time. And even when I have to do something quickly to meet a deadline, I would still never upload anything if I really felt like it was just trash and just not worth your time or didn't bring any value whatsoever. I really like my videos to mean something. Even though most of the time we're just talking about Nintendo games I like and I'm just reviewing things, I still want it to have value to people. Otherwise, what's the point in watching it? It's been a year, but I appreciate all of you for hanging in there with me, watching the content, enjoying all of this with me. And as a little fun secondary thing to hit you with here, I didn't go over the podcast at all. So I want to give you a little announcement here right now. With everything I talked about today, all the stress, all the rush, all the everything, all the life, the podcast became really difficult to keep up with. On top of that, a lot of my crew got other jobs, got other work, and because I took the show out of New York, people couldn't come to me anymore. It just hit a point where I couldn't do it and I couldn't keep up with it. So I made this video talking about the future of the podcast, where I presented two options. One, we pack it in and we move on. Or two, we try one more time. Well, in secret, over the last few months, I've been building something because we're going to try one more time. You know what? Just go subscribe to the podcast channel. I'll let you know real soon. I think my last video of the year, if it makes it, will be my Metroid review. Then we start fresh in 2026. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm assuming you're already subscribed, but hit me with it if you hadn't. Leave a comment down below. And thank you for everything this year. I'll see you soon.